All right. So first of all, who are you?
So I'm Dave Hubble, otherwise known as David Hubble. I'm technically from Yuma, but I live in Tucson. So that's me.
Right on. And when was the first time that you saw and used a computer? Saw or used?
Well, probably in school in the 80s. But I didn't actually get my own computer until it was about 6 months prior to starting at AOL. So
So when was the first time you owned one?
it was December of 96. Yeah. So, and it was a Windows machine, so.
That's all right. I won't hold it against you. It's okay.
And it's funny, though, I got hired for Mac, so it was interesting.
That's the way it works. At that time, it was everybody had a brother, sister's, cousin's, friend who could fix their PC.
Right.
But if it was a Mac, you were a specialist.
Right.
You know, and now it's completely the opposite. It's kind of different. So how has technology changed your life?
You know, it's interesting that over the years, as you know, working for America Online, it was I'd have to consider it the best job that I had going for me at the time. I was a young parent at the time. I had 3 small kids, and you know, this is a segue, but it's important because it actually gave me a lot of skills to offer. You know, and from there, learning computing, because that's the way that we've moved forward. I mean, computers is becoming everything, technology. And it's amazing that just the programs that I've used, the backgrounds that I've learned, that I can glean from it, it's really interesting. It's definitely helped me move forward in my career. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, absolutely. So no, it gave you the skills needed to actually continue to move forward, you know.
As a professional.
As a professional,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Excellent. And what do you expect from future technology?
You know, it's interesting. I think that...
What do you want to see, or what do you think it's going to do?
I think that technology is we're kind of hitting a lull where we were hitting leaps and bounds for a while. But I think what we're hitting now is incremental growths. But I think in the future, and what I hope to see is, you know, computing to a lot smaller, minute, you know, but a lot more, and it's almost scary to say it, but the AI portion of it, you know. On the one hand, it's going to be really cool, but on the other hand, you think about Skynet.
Yeah, absolutely. And you think, you know, from Star Trek, hello computer, you know, and what they could do with it at that time, and we've already kind of surpassed that, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't give us all the details, but if that becomes smart...
Well, easily the phones that we're using now were stronger than the computers back in the 90s.
Absolutely.
So...
All right, what did you not see coming?
What did I not see coming? Well, that's a difficult one to answer because it's hard to predict the industry, right? So I never really look at it that way.
Did you expect to have that computer from the 90s in your pocket?
I guess not. I mean, maybe not. I just didn't really expect it this quickly, you know? And it's funny how things have, you know, even still, it's amazing to see how things have progressed. And today, you can look on your phone quickly and watch something real quick, or as opposed to, you know, 20 years ago, totally different story. You had to wait for a file to download like 3 hours or something to get, I mean, if you're, you know what I mean, the time to download things is crazy. So.
And it's still not fast enough, right?
Still not fast enough.
All right, so last question here. How did AOL change your life?
Well, I've kind of touched on that a little bit, but you know, it's interesting to say that I've learned the skills that I learned, the people that I worked with. I went from being, you know, getting a skill set and being able to move forward in a career, computing, and maybe not where I'm not where I want to be.
Right.
But I know that I'm in a lot better place than I could be had I not worked for America Online. So.
Well, thanks, Dave. You got anything else to add?
I don't think so. It was a pleasure working there for 10 years, but And I'd probably still be working there today if they hadn't laid us off. But
I agree.
you know, you kind of saw it coming after a while, and that's the unfortunate side of it.
Definitely.
So,
Well, thank you, sir.